one night. I was actually watching some old videos, and I just looked at Kay, and I said, I want to get back into this. I said, I just missed it. I love it. I want to do it again. I said, but we've got to come up with something that is going to make this thing just go viral, just make it go nuts. So we kind of put heads together and started thinking about some things. And many of you know that we have been involved with some things called cash cyclers in the past. And those are phenomenal programs. In fact, I would probably never do anything but a cash cycler ever again, simply because of how easy, how simple they are, how they work, how they operate. But I want to say this before I explain to you what we've put together. Most of those programs are put together for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to make whoever started the program a lot of money. And let me explain that to you. There's a thing called breakage, and I want you to understand what breakage is. Breakage is when somebody enrolls or gets started in something, never does anything with it. They have this little enrollment fee to get started or whatever, and because they never do anything with it, that money stays in the company. Well, because it stays in the company, it goes to the owners of the company, and the owners of the company can make a lot of money doing things like that. And I don't mind sharing any numbers with you. We were involved with a company about 3 years ago where we made the owner, just Kay and I and our team alone, just our team alone, made the owners about $6 to $7 million over a 6-month period. I mean, so these things can make a lot of money. But what I told Kay one night, I said, because of some other things that we have been involved with the past, I said, we need to come up with something, some kind of an idea using a cycler system, and I'll explain to you how that works in a second, using a cycler system, but we got to figure out how to get a lot of people paid really fast. And when I say fast, I mean within a 24-hour period, we got to put some serious money in their pocket. The reason why we wanted to do that is because some other companies just go nuts when it happens. I'll give you an example. About 3, maybe 4 years ago, we were involved with a company. Some of you guys were involved with this company too. A company called Zeek out of North Carolina, Zeek Rewards. And I watched that company. I actually lived in North Carolina at that time. I was about 30 minutes from where their headquarters were at. And I can remember going down to the headquarters there, and there being, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 people in line there doing their business. And I watched that company over a 3 to 4 month period go absolutely insane. I can remember going down and standing in line for 7 hours at a time. The line was across the building, down the side, and down the parking lot in the back. It was nuts how this thing just went crazy. Tons and tons and tons of money were made. So I told Kat, so we got to come up with an idea to be able to create that frenzy again. And I said, I think we need to find a way to do it with a cycler program. And we did. We found that way. I called a buddy of mine who had ran some other companies in the past, told him my idea, told him what I wanted to do. He said, well, I think that can be pulled off. Let me get with some programmers that I've worked with in the past. Let me see what they think about it. He got with his programmers, and this was the response that I got back. Quote, what you're talking about doing will generate more money than the average bank can handle in a single day. Unquote. My response back to him was, I'll figure that out. You figure out how to write the program. And what I was told was, you tell me what you want on paper, I'll make the computer do it. That's what brought us to where we are today. So what we created was a cycler program. It's a cash cycler program. There is a product involved. We all know you have to have a product to make things legal. That product is software, and I'm not going to talk about that today. It's something you can simply load in your back office. Very simple program. You don't have to keep up with anything. It's automated. But what we wanted to do was we wanted to create a program where a person, and we've all heard this term before, called recruiting. Nobody likes to recruit. Nobody likes to talk to people. Nobody likes to try to convince or persuade or coerce somebody into doing something that they don't want to do. I said, we've got to create a way that a person can get paid if they never talk to a single soul. That's what we've done, guys. Here's the way that this thing is going to work. We're going to launch something on about, like I said, August 8th or 9th. The cost to get involved with this, and we're trying to keep this as low as we can, is going to be about $230. Okay? $230 is what it costs to get a spot into what I'm getting ready to explain to you. That is a one-time fee. There's no monthly auto ships. There's nothing to go out there and sell to your friends, nothing to pitch, nothing you got to go out there and try to put on a show about. You're going to pay one time $230 to get a spot in what I'm getting ready to explain to you. Here's how this is going to work. We've created what I think could be the biggest, best, most massive program I think the world has ever known. I really, truly think that history is about to be written here. Number one, because it's never been attempted. Number two, we've created a program that will push people through a system whether they ever do anything or not. And here's what I mean by that. If you can get people paid before they even realize what happened, I've learned over the years that you can't shut people up. And when you get people talking about money that they're making, they're going to go tell somebody else. Whether they want to or not, they're going to go tell somebody. And that's what causes things to go viral and things to just create a frenzy. So what we're doing, we've created a cycler program, $230 for a person to join. If you never, ever, mention this single soul, and we'll give you some numbers here, you're looking at about 110% return on the money that you started with. If you simply shared it with one person, you're looking at about a 220% return on the money that you started with. If you were to share this with two people, and this is the number that I want people to get, if you were to share this with two people, and this is simply because of the way math works and the way that the cycle programs operate, if you were to share this with two people, you're looking at about a 3,330% return on the money you started with. That is insane. That's never been done before. That's what's going to create the frenzy here, and that's what's going to make this thing just go absolutely nuts. The reason you guys are on this call today is because about 6 weeks ago, and this has been about 6 months in the works here, about 6 weeks ago, we got with a group of friends of ours, a group of 10 people. And I told these 10 people what we're getting ready to do. I asked them for a simple question, a simple answer to a simple question. Are you in or are you out? And if you're out, that's fine. Replace you with somebody else. But we have 10 people who are starting this off with us. The people that are on this call today were obviously contacted by one of those 10 people. If you're a part of this, you're going to be on the front end of it. I'm going to give you some numbers to kind of run through your brain. We went through a cycle program about a year and a half ago. We had over 20,000 plus people on our team. 20,000 plus. Not because of what we did, but because of what our team did. So I can tell you without any hesitation, we're going to have 30, 40, 50,000 that are going to come through this in no time. That's going to happen very, very easy simply because of the program we put together. They're coming. I make no hesitation about it. They are coming. What you guys have today is an opportunity to be ahead of that. If you're ahead of that because of what we created, and I'll talk about this when we get into some of the things on the past calls, you'll understand why that's so important. So I want the people that are listening to this for the very first time to think, $230 is what it takes for you to get started. If you want to make the maximum amount of money here, you need to share it with a couple of people. If you don't want to share it with everybody, that's fine. I would advise you to share it with as many people as you want to. That's certainly what I'm doing. And a lot of other people on this call are doing. What we've already got done. Website is done. Payment processors are done. Payment payouts are done. Sign-up page is done. Everything is finished. So everything is ready to launch. We just want to give you guys a chance to go ahead and get a few people that you love, cherish, and care about a chance to get started with this before we release this to the masses. Because when we hit the green light on this, make no mistake about it, when we hit the green light, it's going to be nuts. People are going to be coming in from all over the place. I've watched this for 6 years now, and I've seen this happen before. Here's what we've got in place and what we're getting ready to do. Because everything's in place, everything's done, everything's finished, we're giving you guys that time to do that. We've got people that are on this call right now. I can tell you, I've already seen the people that they have coming. They will cycle this. And when you cycle this program, just to give you some numbers, you're looking at about a $2,200 payout every single time you cycle it. We've got people that are going to cycle this thing 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times in the first 30 minutes. That's how fast this is going to run. Now, for those of you that have followed cycles before, you're wondering, well, how in the world can that happen? We put some things in place, and this is kind of for you veterans who understand how a cycle program works, to take all the stops out on this. We truly wanted to create something that would pay people so fast that it makes their head spin. Here's what we did. There's no jump feature. You can never, ever, ever be jumped in this. You can't be passed. Every single person pushes the next person up. There's no jump feature. Whether you sign anybody, enroll anybody, or do anything or not, you're going to get pushed through the system. That's the first thing we did. Second thing we did is we've created what's called an automatic recycler. Here's what I mean by that. When you go through the cycle, and the computer handles this automatically for you, it will automatically place you right back into the system to do it all over again. And we've created something that automatically does that for every single person involved. So what that means is, let's say that I enroll a buddy of mine named Rod Combs. When I cycle and make $2,200, it's going to put me right back in the system. When Rod cycles and makes $2,200, it's going to put him right back in the system. So I don't have to enroll or sponsor or share this with anybody else unless I just want to, because everybody's going to follow their sponsor. Everybody's going to follow every single person that runs through the system automatically, without any hesitation, every single time they cycle through the system. So you can see how fast and how easy the money can be made here because people are going to continue to keep going through it. Now, having said that, with everything that we've got in place, with all of you guys that are coming into the system, and all of you guys that are going to be in this on the front end, and there's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that are going to come in this in the next couple of weeks, you guys have a chance to be ahead of that way. This is not a call to try to convince you to do this. This is a call to let you know what's getting ready to happen. And if you want to be a part of it, absolutely, we'd love to have you. And if you don't, that's fine too. So That's the way this is being approached by pretty much everybody involved with this. That's how simple and easy and how extreme this thing can be. Now, for you guys that are on this call, and we're kind of coming up on the 15-minute mark here, for you guys that are on this, I don't want you to get with me or maybe somebody else that you know that got you here. I want you to get with the person that actually got you on this call, because the way a cycler program works, it's a spot filler. It doesn't matter where you come in, where you fall, where you come into the program, where you start at. Every single person fills a spot. And that's what pushes everybody through the system, and that's what gets everybody paid. Now, for those of you that are involved with the industry, and maybe you've done some other things with other companies, maybe you're involved with a company right now, you may be thinking, well, I don't want to leave what I'm doing. Nobody wants you to leave what you're doing. This is just simply a side portion for you to make an extra income here. It's kind of like having a checking account, a savings account, and a money mutual account. Just another way for you to generate some cash flow that's very, very simple. In fact, we've got tons of people who have done programs like this with us who were never going to leave the company that they were with. They were just trying to find a way to make some money. All of us are needing money. I don't care how much money you got, we always want more. A lot of us have done things in the past, excuse me, that didn't work out. We've done things that didn't last too long. A lot of us have made some really good money, but we spent it. A lot of us are just looking for a way to get some additional income coming in. Everybody is needing some income right now, and guys, I'm telling you, this is the program to do that with. I know that factually because of what we've done with them in the past. So you're not listening from somebody who's just hoping this is going to work. This is not some theory that somebody put on paper thinking that the numbers are going to work out. We did this. I know the kind of money that this can generate. And the system that we put in place is the simplest system that I think anybody could ever come up with. In fact, every single time 4 people join this program, let this sink in tonight. Every single time 4 people join this program, somebody's getting paid. Excuse me, let me back up. Every time 1 person joins this program, somebody's getting paid. That's what we created. When you get money flowing that fast and that quickly into people's hands, and money turning over and people making that kind of income, like I said before, you just can't keep people quiet. And when that word starts to spread and people are on Facebook and they're tweeting it and it's going out all through the social media and everybody's finding out about it, guess what happens to the people that are on